Welcome to this episode of Chop the Rock. I'm Diana Long, Director of River Market Operations for the Little Rock Convention and Visitors Bureau, and we are here with Tyler Husser, Executive Chef for the cafe at Heifer.
Yes.
How are you today?
I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thanks for coming on today. We invited you here to show us some of the specialties that you guys create at the cafe at Heifer and kind of talk about what y'all are doing there. You have a wonderful farm program and a farm co-op for people that can join, and some of the things that Heifer's got going on right now.
Yeah. Well, the cafe, we have the cafe, which runs Monday through Friday, and then we also do full service catering from corporate retreats, all-day meetings, wedding receptions. We have a beautiful outdoor pavilion, outdoor space there, as well as our global impact room, which we do special events as well. So beautiful time of the year that we have a lot of outdoor events with this time. And we've got our brand new urban farm, which we have in the back there, which has attracted a lot of foot traffic with kids, and we've got numerous animals. We've got a baby cow back there now. We've got goats, alpacas that people can come and pet and see, and then as well as some beehives as well. So there's a lot of cool stuff that we have planned out at Heifer right now. So.
And is the urban farm just open daily for tours, or
Yeah,
do you have
that one's open. That's open Monday through Saturday, and that's part of the tour. They do the tour encompasses the whole campus of Heifer, from the global the Heifer Village area, which has the exhibits, and into the Heifer headquarter building, which actually is one of the only, I believe, 3 green buildings here in the state of Arkansas.
It is.
And a lot of the materials were locally sourced within a certain mile radius, and you can see how that was actually put together and how self-sustainable the actual building itself is. And there's some portions that are run on solar power, and from the rocks that pull in the water from the pavement in the parking lot that go to the moat area, and then also as well as the urban farm. So they tour that area as well now too.
So you could spend half a day at Heifer learning about their mission and the farm and meeting these animals.
Yep.
And
as well as arts and crafts for kids. They have a lot of cool. They have a little presentation they do on Heifer too, to kind of has the philosophy and the mission statement for Heifer. So it's a great place. Great opportunity for people to come down and learn more about Heifer. So
yeah, I've recently eaten at the cafe, and noticed there were a lot of kids kind of in that area. There's some it's educational play activity.
Yep.
So the kids are having fun and they're learning about some of these different cultures in places where Heifer is serving people and trying to help people out of poverty and hunger. And so what's great about it is the kids are having a great time. So it makes learning fun. They don't even know that they're getting this amazing education while they're there, because it's just so much fun. It feels like play. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's free. So there's no
you
admission
can't
charge.
Beat free.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay, so today you are going to make, I'm going to help you a little bit
Sure.
where I can. It is a Baja fish taco. Is that right?
That's correct. We have actually on our menu now. So it's a great time of year to have this too. So it's light, refreshing, has a lot of summer local ingredients in it. So
good deal. So tell us what you have done a fantastic presentation here of having everything prepared out, and I personally would love to do that more when I cook at home. I'm sure that a lot of people would, because it just makes it so simple. Once you get everything prepared and measured, it's just 1, 2, 3, go. So tell me about what all of these ingredients, what is it that you guys are growing on the farm? I know I see things here that I know we can pick up at the Little Rock Farmers Market when it's in season. So tell me about what we're working with today.
Sure. Like you said, I could teach you a culinary term. It's mise en place. I don't know if you've heard that before. It's
mise en place?
Mise en place. Everything in its place. You learn, it's a classical, I've been to culinary school, you learn it, and it makes cooking so much more efficient, and if you have everything ready to go in its place, and it's ready to go, so you're not running to the fridge, you go looking for that, where's this, where's that, so it helps you get everything together. But
that's great.
The Baja fish tacos are broken down into 3 different parts. We've got the fresh pico de gallo, which we have some local tomatoes that we got from our local co-op through the that Heifer sponsors, New South Produce Cooperative. It encompasses about 20 to 30 local small farmers, and what they do is they help them, get the certain licensings and keep the regulations, and then help them distribute more to the public for different farmers markets as such, but helps them advertise and get their business out there too from from starting up a local farm.
Gotcha. And people can subscribe to
Yep.
this co-op, so I could pay a monthly fee and kind of get a basket of the month of whatever's freshly in season.
Yep. And it's pretty much year round now. So they have
Good.
they have greenhouses that they have during the colder months. And you pretty much sign up for a certain share that you want to. There's certain price points that you can sign up for a share, and then you get a certain weight of each what's available, and then you can pick it up at, I believe, 3 or 4 different locations. One of them obviously is Heifer, but they have it broken out. You can pick up your product on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. So it's a cool thing.
That's awesome.
So yeah, you can take it home, and it's kind of a mystery basket what you're going to get. So then you can take it home and kind of play around and see what you're going to make. So
That sounds very fun, very efficient and fun. So I kind of like where we're going there. So okay, so you have the pico de gallo with the local tomatoes.
Yep, local tomatoes. We've got local cilantro. We have the jalapeno peppers. We have some white onion and a little bit of limes as well. And then going over to, we have the main protein, which is cod. And what I did with that is I kind of butterflied it a little bit so it cooks a little more evenly.
Because those are thick. Those are.
Yeah, there's about an inch thick usually. Fillet. Those are 6-ounce fillets, which I cut in half. And it's a pretty neutral fish. It works really good, and it's flaky, neutral.
Right,
kind
flaky white, with not a lot of fishy flavors.
Yeah.
So okay.
So it works great in for like a fish taco. Tilapia works really good as well for something like that. When you see a lot of places will use tilapia in their fish tacos. And then going over to the is a kale slaw. We have some curly kale, which is local, and that gets mixed with a little bit of. We have some radishes, carrots, red wine vinegar. We have a little bit of sugar. Sweeten it up just a little bit, and some mayonnaise.
Gotcha.
And then what's topped with that is on top of the taco, we have some avocados, which I mashed up lightly. That gets mixed with a little bit of mayonnaise, some fresh garlic, and some lime juice. That makes the avocado kind of aioli, which goes on top. So
nice. Okay, I'm starving. Let's cook this thing, right?
All right. Let me get my pan hot here. Let's get that going there.
And this is an oil.
That's extra virgin olive oil.
Okay, so we know we like extra virgin olive oil. This is a non-stick pan. You don't want to use, fish is so tender, and you would definitely want to make sure you're using a non-stick pan with fish.
Yeah, non-stick pan works a lot, but you can cook it in a regular saute pan. But non-stick pan will give it a nice brown color to it, and nice.
When you don't have to really worry. If you're not that experienced if you're not a chef, then maybe let's stick with a non-stick one on this one.
I love non-stick pans just in general. They're easy to clean up, and you still get a lot of that from your stainless steel pans as well. So so get that.
So we have this on about.
It's on high, so we're going to get
on high. Okay.
We're going to get the olive oil nice and hot. So we're going to get ready to put the fish in there. What we're going to do is just lightly season the fish with a little kosher salt. And
tell me, what is the difference between a kosher salt versus just a table salt versus a sea salt? Because I remember growing up, there was one kind of salt, and that's what you cooked with. And now there's all kinds. You can get just a little bit of everything, but I'm not sure people realize the difference, and will accidentally sub one for the other and get a flavor they weren't expecting.
Well, obviously your sea salts are going to be your more potent kind of salts because they've accumulated a lot of flavor. Where your iodized salt, it has your nutrients and everything in there, and then what we use a lot of is kosher salt because it's sea salt's more of like a finishing kind of salt. You want to finish like top of breads or finish top of a steak. It's not sea salt. Something you're really going to want to cook with. You know, you want to. It's good as for like a finishing salt.
Gotcha. Okay.
Kosher salt, it's easy because it's you know, you try to pick up iodized salt, it's almost impossible. Where kosher salt's a little more coarse and it's easier to season and
Gotcha.
cook with. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we're cooking, and we got a nice little crust going on the fish on the bottom there, and should only take about less than a minute on each side.
Less than a minute on each side. So if you
while we have that, we can actually, if you want to help me, we can get the kale slaw going.
Okay. All right.
If you want to take that bowl there.
Okay.
We can add the red wine vinegar.
And about how much is this? Like a quarter?
It's usually about one serving here, so this is going to be about I'd say maybe a half a teaspoon.
Oh, okay. A teaspoon. It just looked like a lot in here. Okay, so the red wine vinegar, 1 teaspoon.
Yep. We've got about a half a cup of carrots.
And could you shred the carrots any way that you like?
Yeah, you can. You realistically, you can cut them in coins, or you want them thin because.
You want them thin.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have your radish, which we got local.
Those are very pretty. That's going to add a lot of color to that too. Okay.
And a little bit of sugar, which meld with the. There you go. Mix that in there.
Okay.
And then we have some mayonnaise. I've got a little spatula over there. You can mix that in there.
All right. This is 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise.
Yep. Actually, the recipes yield for 4, so we're actually doing one of these. So.
Gotcha. So we're halving it
with
up.
a little bit of extra too. So.
Gotcha. We always like a little bit of extra. Okay.
So now we want to mix that up. I've got a
just
might
toss
work a little
it.
bit better. Some
okay.
tongs. We're just going to toss that. Oh, a little bit of salt and pepper too. Put a little, still kind of to taste there.
Gotcha. Okay. See how colorful that is already? And the red wine vinegar kind of dilutes the mayonnaise a little bit, so it's not as hard to cover.
Yeah, and the sugar reacts with that acid, so it won't be as, get that total vinegar flavor.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, all right.
It's almost like it's like I'm almost making like a vinaigrette to mix in with there.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
And then what we can do now is we can turn our fish.
All right.
Get this turned over here. Got a nice little.
That is beautiful.
A nice little brown color on there.
Okay.
All right. Next, what we can do is while that's continuing to cook there, I can make my pico de gallo, which pico de gallo is pretty basic, pretty easy to make, but it's so refreshing and light. You can put it on pretty much anything. So you can go on top of salads, steaks, chicken, whatnot. We've got our diced onions, which is for one serving, I got about a half a cup here. Got a little bit of jalapeno pepper.
Of course, you could have more or less jalapeno pepper depending on your personal preference for the heat.
Those jalapenos don't, unless you get some seeds in there. The seeds and the ribs and the pepper are the hot parts. So. Got a little bit of cilantro, our tomatoes, just a little bit of salt. And then we're going to take our lime juice, mix that right in.
Just so simple, such a simple summer recipe there. Now, and if you're not a member of the CSA at the Heifer farm, you could find most of the stuff at the Little Rock Farmers Market in season. We have the kale, the tomatoes, the onions, the cilantro. We allow growers as well as a handful of food brokers, and because of that, you might find some limes at our market, and you might get some avocados there too, which is a result of the farmers' customers over the years saying, hey, if I could also get these things here, I could save myself a trip. So they said, small entrepreneurs, small businesses said, okay, I'm going to meet my customers' needs. And so
Yeah.
you get a little bit of everything there as well.
And we have, there's so many farmers markets popping up this time of year all over the city of Little Rock. So
It is, and it's a
beautiful
great thing for Little Rock too,
Yeah.
because of the neighborhood markets. It's just fantastic. And during the weekday, because really fresh food's not going to last from Saturday to Saturday where our market
Yeah.
takes place. So, you know, there's several Tuesday, Thursday markets. I'm glad to see West Little Rock. Baptist Hospital has recently started a farmer's market in the last
Yeah.
year or two in their parking deck. It's really hard for people at midweek to get away and get down to get some really fresh and local food.
Yeah.
So I think that just makes it so much more convenient, which lends to the healthiness of our
And
community.
it gets a lot of exposure for the farmers too, because typically, you know, they're usually just setting up their stands at their, you know, their orchards or somewhere near their farm, where these farmers market give them exposure and sell their product, as well as, you know, people to come visit their
Yeah.
farms as well. So
Yeah, that's all good, and it makes people get to know each other in their neighborhood, which kind of makes every home feel, you know, much more comfortable and
Yeah.
just a happier place to live. So that's a very good thing for us.
I'm going to
So-
shut that off, and I'm going to let those rest for a second.
Okay.
I'm actually going to transfer them over here. Let's put them on here. And then we can go ahead and after this, we're going to let these rest. Let them kind of soak up, absorb some of the juices in there.
Okay. And about how long on it? I did not know
That-
that fish had to rest.
Yeah.
I knew that a steak did.
It's
because
always
it
good to
would
really
dry out.
just any in general any protein or such, chicken or anything, because it's going to allow it to. Because if you cut into that right now, it's just going to, you know, there's going to
The juice will all run
The
out.
juice is all run out. So yeah, fish not as long as typically a steak or chicken, but then we can move on to our aioli, which
Okay.
I'll let you make there. We've got
I'm going to switch these out.
we've got some
Avocado, right?
avocados, which I lightly mashed a little bit, already out of the shell. And then we can add our mayonnaise in there.
So we have some mayonnaise. Sounds good already.
Yeah.
Southerner here. I like mayonnaise.
Aioli
Okay.
is a fancy, you know,
That's a-
French term, but you know, it's just like a compound kind of mayonnaise.
A mayonnaise
Yeah,
mixture, mayonnaise sauce, sort of. Okay, so we have the mayonnaise and avocado,
And we have some fresh garlic.
fresh garlic,
garlic.
and that's just small,
Yeah,
chopped,
some-
diced. This is not minced.
No, yeah, that's pretty close to mince, but
Pretty
it's a little,
close.
but not as quite. So, just
So
a
if
little
you were,
small dice.
if you're at home and you were trying to make this dish and you're not great at chopping real fine, you could mince this and it'd be okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just
And you
stir
can
this
actually,
up.
what we're, you know, we don't have a food processor here today or a blender, but you can make this easily in a hand blender or
An emulsion blender
food
thing,
processor.
yeah.
So yep.
Okay, that's
We've got
even better.
we can put some of our limes, one lime in there.
See if my hands are as strong as yours. I'm just gonna take both. Just don't get lime juice in your eye, right?
Yeah.
Or your cooking partner's eye. That would be horrible. You quartered this, so this is one lime.
Yep,
and
that's
what
one
goes in
lime.
there.
Yep,
Okay.
I quartered that up. So.
And the lime adds flavor. Is it also
Yeah,
in here to keep the
Lime juice gives it a good, you know, acidic kind of feel to it then too. So
and that'll help keep the avocado from browning out.
easily,
Isn't that
yes.
correct? Okay. So you just stir this all together.
stir that all together. Stir it there. It'll turn on that nice kind of light, kind of greenish color.
Looks like an avocado dressing. That's exactly what
You put
it
a little
is.
vinegar in there and thin it out a little bit. You've got dressing then. So everything is made from similar bases. So.
Similar bases. It's just the add-ons that you do. Okay. That's beautiful.
So now we are ready to actually the pan's just a little bit hot still.
So we want to brown. These are flour tortillas.
Yeah, these are the flour tortillas. I'm going to go ahead and I'll make two of them here so we can go ahead and taste. And we've got our serving plates over there. I can set them up on there. So I'm just toasting these a little bit to make them a little more pliable and.
Right, that way they don't break when you're trying to fold them up.
Yep. So that's going to be on there. Turn this off. All right. And now the fun part where we actually get to assemble them. This is where it starts to come together and look pretty cool.
So if your kids are helping, this is the part where the kids can really get involved.
Yep.
Or you could kind of create this and have a sort of little bit of a buffet style where you put as much as or little
just
as.
Like you're making a regular taco, you can have this all set up for a nice party at the house, and have it set up where people can make their own taco. What we'll do first is we'll put the little bit of, I'll let you put a little bit of on the bottom of the, right there, some of our kale slaw, which we've made there.
Is this what you would consider a little, I find myself,
perfect.
When I prepare these kinds of dishes at home that I somehow always overstuff.
Because that kale right there is going to give it the crunch part of it. So that's
okay.
And then what we'll do next is we've got our fish.
So we'll just split the filet in half.
Yeah. The filet in half.
Perfect size.
All right. And then next we can top it with a little bit of our fresh pico.
So that has set just long enough for those flavors. But you could pre-make that and let it kind of meld together a little bit longer for a stronger.
Yeah, pico will obviously take on its own flavor if you a day or so, because it kind of that salt will macerate the vegetables in there and break them down a little bit, so you get a little more juice in there and more flavor.
Yes, salsa, homemade salsa is always better the day after. So that's something that you could absolutely make ahead for this, which would cut down on some of your prep time. And
then we have our aioli. You can put it, make it a little easier. You can put this in I'll take that spoon there.
Okay.
I'll let you do this if you want.
Sure.
You can put this in a squeeze bottle, and like we do it when we do in the cafes, we make a ton of them. We'll put them in a squeeze bottle and we'll little it on there, but we can put a little dollop on top of there.
You could also at home use like a Ziploc bag, kind of like you do when you're
cut the end of them off,
right,
like a little pastry bag.
Mm-hmm.
And then to finish it off, pretty much we've got some fresh limes, and what we're going to do with that is just a little bit of lime juice on there, and those are ready to eat.
Terrific and healthy. So before we taste this here, I want to talk a little bit more about Heifer. I mean, I remember it was a huge deal when Heifer built their international headquarters, and Little Rock was very honored to have that kind of organization internationally headquartered here. It was a great thing for the city. It was the first really big thing that we had as far as the big building in downtown and kind of anchoring that in. It came in before the Clinton Library, I think. So that is like a 70-year-old. I think the guy founded it in 1944.
Yep, Dan West. Yep.
Dan West, and he had gone to the Spanish-American War front lines to kind of to do relief work for some of these people, and had this kind of realization that they were kind of feeding once a day a cup of milk to these wounded soldiers, and they were not getting much better. And he thought to himself, what if they had a cow instead of just a cup? And how sustainable would that be? And kind of got out of that situation and created Heifer based on the teach a man to fish instead of just providing a man to fish kind of philosophy there. And that seems to really have worked well for helping Heifer stay the global leader in this mission and leading that for all of these years.
Oh yeah, of course, it's that not a cup but a cow, and that philosophy is more so not just your these small impoverished countries, third world countries that don't have the resources some other farmers do, or the land. It allows they don't not just to give them a handout, but to teach them, and so they gain knowledge, and they get a cow, and then that cow has babies, and they give it to somebody else, so it gets passed on and such. So it's a revolving kind of process.
Right. Yeah, it passes along. So they ask people sort of to pay it forward with that, and they can create their own little economies, and Heifer works behind the scenes to connect these small farmers with opportunities. Then hopefully the end goal is to lift those communities out of hunger and impoverishment by teaching these people the skills that they need to keep that going. So what a fantastic mission.
Heifer's got the coolest catalog in the world. You can donate. You can from cows to chickens to these these things will go over to the farms, and they'll be able to resource those things. And so
yeah, you can. As a matter of fact, they always have a holiday campaign where it's hard to buy a gift for people. A lot of times, you just don't know what to get them.
Yeah.
Especially people who already have everything, and so it's always fun to buy someone. It's a donation of a cow or a chicken or a goat, or any of those other things in the catalog to Heifer on their behalf. And so that's a great way to kind of give to an organization and honor someone that you care about that's worthy of way more than just a pair of socks or a tie or something like that during the holiday season. So what a wonderful opportunity there too.
We have a great gift shop down there too, not just in our Heifer Village area that has fairly traded products that are in there. There's a lot of jewelry that comes from these farms, and these ladies who jewelry, handbags, local sustainable chocolates from we have from Ecuador, and some coffees that are coming from these specific farms that Heifer is sponsoring and helping. So
that's fantastic. So lots of opportunities to support Heifer. You can give online, heifer.org. Does the Cafe at Heifer also have a separate website, or just under?
We go off our Facebook page, Cafe. You can search at Cafe, the @ Heifer, which keep up to date with our daily specials, promotions that we're doing. We're getting ready to come into our summer fall menu, so we're going to the end of actually the first week of August will be our new menu rollout. So in about a month or so, we'll have a new menu with some fall kind of themed, late summer, fall themed items that we're going to go with hand in hand with our local co-ops. So
that makes it a really interesting thing, though, when you're working with these local co-ops and you're growing your own things and you're working with what's in season, instead of being a restaurant that has the same thing on the menu every day, pretty much 365 days out of the year. You have an opportunity to try new things because you're going with what the season offers
what's
in
available,
our area.
what's fresh.
Right, and so that's a great way to try some new things, to be less bored with maybe a menu, if you get down there regularly. So, all right, I think I would really like to try these. Would you?
Sure.
Okay.
You can give it a try. I'll have to take a taste too, so try them.
It just looks fantastic, and it has smelled amazing.
Yep.
So easy and quick Baja fish tacos.
Just be careful, a little juice in there. So
there is quite a bit. This is what happens every time I make a taco.
Yep, always falls out the back or something.
It's very messy. Ooh, but so worth it.
Light, refreshing, fresh ingredients in there, so.
Good for you. It's enough to fill you up but not weight you down.
Oh yeah. I could probably eat about 2 of those, but it's a pretty big taco, 6-inch flour tortilla. So.
Yeah, that's perfect. 2 of these, or maybe 1 of these, and a little bit of a side salad.
Yeah.
Save room for some like Arkansas fresh peaches for dessert. You could even add some peaches to your salsa if you wanted that kind of flavor.
There you go. Instead of doing a pico, you can do a fruit salsa on there. That would be awesome. So
yeah. All right, great. We'll be posting this, the menu, the ingredients, and the instructions are posted as part of the show. You can get more information online at littlerock.com, rivermarket.info, Cafe at Heifer on Facebook. We'll forward their information on the Little Rock River Market's Facebook page as well, but we encourage everyone to give the Cafe at Heifer a try. Monday through Friday for lunch only?
Yeah, Monday through Friday, breakfast and lunch. We also do breakfast, which your traditional breakfast sandwiches, pancakes, eggs, omelets, made fresh to order. That we do breakfast. We start up at 8 o'clock in the morning till 11, and then we roll into lunch. And like I said, we do full service catering as well. So anybody who's interested in booking a private event, they can contact Heifer as well. So.
Fantastic. So lots of opportunities to try the great food that the Cafe at Heifer offers. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Chop the Rock. Hope to see you back here for our next episode.